Good morning. This is Tisha Spivey, and I am bringing you your Friday Fire. I laid in bed this morning and kind of tossed and turned a little bit about what to talk to you. And then the Lord said, I gave you this conversation last week. I want to talk to someone today who's going through some difficult days, someone who's probably a little bit discouraged. You've had a few delays. Things haven't happened as quickly as you wanted them to. Things haven't happened the way that you want them to. And you're frustrated. You're upset. You're a little bit mad. You might be mad at yourself. You might be mad at other people. And you might be mad at God. Today, I just want to encourage you a little bit to change your perspective. You know, I too am in a season where things haven't happened as quickly as I'd like. And I'm sitting back and all God keeps telling me to do is trust him. And I keep saying, but this is uncomfortable. And he says, trust me. I don't understand how this is going to come together. And he says, trust me. And so he's taking me to the place of literally just sitting still and marinating in his presence and listening for his voice, because I can't move and I can't go and I can't do anything unless he tells me. So here's what I want to tell you that I am learning this week. Stop seeing all of these disappointments and stop seeing all of these delays and stop seeing all of these things that are discouraging you. Stop seeing them as problems. And how about start seeing them as part of the process? When I was talking to a gentleman last week about this, even in the process, I'm like, we all want to avoid the crap. We all want to avoid the stuff that we don't like, that we don't want. We don't want to go through the seasons and the reasons and the pruning and all that has to take place. We just want to get to the fruit. And even as I was saying that, the Lord said to me, you know what? I don't know why y'all don't realize that all of these things that are happening in your life is nothing more than manure. It's manure. Farmers go out and buy manure. They buy crap to put on their ground so that the ground can be prepared, so that when the seed is in there, the roots are going deep and the flowers bloom, the fruit blooms, the vegetables bloom. What we have to stop seeing all of these things as distractions or things to just get us off track. And we need to literally start seeing them as manure. There are things that are in our lives. It's part of those things where the bad things get turned into good if we really believe all things work out for our good. And we literally allow God to take something that smells horrible. It may even look horrible. It may even feel horrible, but it's doing a work in the ground of your heart, in the ground of your mind, in the ground of your money, in the ground of your marriage that you may not see, but it's happening. So I just want to challenge you today. You know what? I get the smell is horrible, but you have to realize that the source is helping you. So I guess what we need to do, talking to myself here, is we need to literally close our nose. Stop smelling. Stop sniffing it. Stop trying to talk about how bad it smells and how bad it feels and why me, Lord, and why this. Close your nose. And how about open up your eyes? Open up your eyes of faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of the things that, when you think about it, the faith is the substance. It's the substance of your fruit. It's the substance of your bloom. It's the substance of what is to come. So I started looking up Bible verses with manure in it, and it takes you to Luke 13:8, and it's so good. And it's talking about someone who has something that's planted and it hadn't grown, the tree hadn't grown. And the gardener says, leave it alone for a year. Let me dig around it. Let me put manure on it. Let me strategically and intentionally put something on this thing. Let me allow something to penetrate and permeate through the source of the ground where it's growing. Let me give the root system some treatment. Let me lean on it. Let me look after it. Let me tend to it for this next year. And then come back in another year and let's see what happens. I believe that's God's word to us today. You know what? Stop fighting the process. The manure, the tending to, the feeling, the leaning on, the pressure, you know what? It's part of the process. And I want us to get excited because when somebody looks at your life a year from now, when they come back to see what fruit is on your tree, when they come back to see how you bloomed where you planted, when they come back in a year, they won't even recognize you. The way you talk, the way you live, the way you act, the things that you're doing that God has called you to do. Just give it a year. So realize the manure is not sent to hurt you. The manure is part of helping you. The manure is not sent to just literally get you to a place where you're so discomfort, just the discomfort is so fierce. No, the manure is doing a work in you. It's part of the transformation that has to take place. Literally see the manure. all the things that are coming at you that are uncomfortable, even the attacks that the enemy ward against you. You know what? I just declare that none of them are going to prosper. They may form, but they won't prosper. But I just recognize that I can look at those as attacks, oh my God, sent to hurt me. Or I can look at it as attacks that can be used as manure that God's going to use to help me. He's going to help me walk into some mental toughness. He's going to help me have some emotional healing. He's going to build up my faith muscles. He's going to build up my ability to stand. So the manure may smell bad, but it's sent with a purpose. And I believe whoever sent it, whatever the purpose behind it is, that my God is going to turn it in for my good. He's going to use it for my good. He's going to literally take those attacks. They might be like ashes, and he's going to bring something beautiful out of it. I believe that the manure is part of the process. The stink is part of the process. Nobody wants the crap, but we all want to get to the fruit. But you know what? We have to realize that the crap is manure. And it's part of the process. So today, encourage yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop singing the woe is me and why me song and say, you know what? Why not me? I believe God is using this to build me. This stuff isn't sent to break me. It's sent to build me so that I can rise and I can be like a deer with hinds feet and I can climb the higher ground. It's blooming me. It's preparing me. It's equipping me. I know this looks hard. It smells bad. It's not comfortable, but the God on the inside of me says, I cannot quit. And he's doing something in me. He's using all of this, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to bring me forth as pure gold. Why? So when people see me, they see him. When people hear me, they hear him. When they encounter me, they encounter him. So we have to rest, guys. Stop fighting the process. Stop getting mad. Stop looking around at everybody else and look deep and know that your root systems are going deep. Know that God is doing something that you can't do for yourself. And when this thing happens, when it begins to bloom and the fruit comes forth, you'll be so great. You'll be appreciative. So instead of waiting a year from now, when you see the fruit and you're all happy about it, what if we cultivated an attitude of gratitude right now in the process, even with the manure being dumped on our heads, even being dumped in our lives, even being dumped all around us? What if we started praising God right now that he's chosen us and he's found us faithful enough that we can endure this and that we can literally come forth in his image? What if we started thanking him right now for allowing these situations to strengthen us? I want to challenge you. Start praising now. Start worshiping now. Start seeing now. I posted on yesterday anticipations when you can sit at your desk with a cup of coffee in your hand or tea or water with a smile on your face, confident of what is to come forth. And I believe what's destined to come forth is fruit. What's destined to come forth is vision, purpose, and destiny. Do you believe that? You have an amazing weekend. I will see you on next Friday. You be blessed.